second half of our program. Our first reader in the second half.
Can we stop for a second though and thank Malvern for hosting it? And I think a few people might have left, so there might be a few seats somewhere here.
Yeah.
If you're tired of being on the floor.
Yeah, there looks like there's one up front here, and there may be a couple interstitially. So, okay, so let's get started. It's okay, no, it's good, Scott, thank you. So Gordon McGill will be our next speaker. Gordon is from Boston, and his poem is on page 128.
I think I'll read my guest poem first,
Okay.
if I may, because I just love the tone of this poem. It's a piece of my mind on page 140, and it's Frank Dovie. And this is the kind of voice we need now to refute what's going down. A piece of my mind. Looks like I pissed him off again. The Board of Regents ordered me to keep an office on campus, so I dragged an old desk down to the boiler room and posted a sign. J. Frank Dovie, Professor of English, office hours, damn silly. Don't know why folks make such a fuss. I'm just a writer who loves life and times of the old Southwest. Do they put me on a pedestal because I speak my mind? Poke fun at bigotry? I'd rather be independent and starve than thrive on conformity. I'm not starving, if you haven't noticed. I'm a proud liberal Democrat. I'm not afraid to speak up for labor or take a stand for civil rights.
Right.
Any fool knows we must integrate this university. To fire our president and liberal professors proves these regents' minds have finally petrified and need no longer be counted among the living. Homemade American fascism can take an example from the state capital of Texas. Other universities leapt at the chance to have me chair their English departments. Why raise a ruckus over me not having a doctorate? Everyone knows my opinion on the average PhD thesis. Nothing more than transferring bones from one graveyard to another. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Coke Stevenson. I wish I had I'd been a fly on the wall at one of his lectures, but he died when I was graduating from high school. Okay, Navajo Code Talker, page 128, very prosaic name. I should have come up with a Navajo word for tricky language or something like that, because that's what they were all about. I tried to capture the tone of both the humor and the irony, which is really inherent in Navajo thought. They're very humorous people, like most Native American people, and their humor is full of irony. I was honored to know one code talker in person whom I interviewed for an exhibit that I was writing for New Mexico State Parks. But this is a compendium of several well-known code talkers. They came to us, Dine Bilagana, the white guys, in uniforms juniper green, U.S. Marines. Told us we were needed by our country to fight the Japs and confuse the enemy. They sent a bus to Shiprock. Just boys, some of us got on board. I was thinking all the way to Shiprock, when was it our country? When the Spanish horsemen left all for dead at Massacre Cave? When Colonel Carson and the army came for us, and our people walked the long walk, freezing starving in the snow, from Canyon de Chelly to Bosque Redondo. When the Indian Bureau came and slaughtered most of our sheep, was it our country then? It was a long way from Cayenta to Guadalcanal, from Ticnos Pos to Iwo Jima. From the ship's decks, no Dizil are 4 sacred mountains to be seen. I wore my turquoise nuggets to remind me of the Yad Otelsel, the blue skies of the Cayenta, of the Kaibito. They sent us to Okinawa, 382nd Platoon, 4th Division, U.S. Marine Corps. We set up our radios, sent our messages to our other Dene brothers who told the brass. Then would come the artillery, the rockets, mortars, and the planes. The Japanese hated us, could not break the codes in Navajo language, Dine Bizahad. Even Tokyo Rose cussed us out, told us to ditch those Americans. Boys, come on over to see me. We would be treated like royalty. We laughed. She made promises just like the teachers in the agency schools. Be good and you won't get a whipping. It was war. We did our part. We used our strong language, the language they told us not to speak in school. Funny how they found it useful after all. But that was many years ago. Soon, not one of us remains.
Thank you, Gordon. Next up, we have C. Samuel Rees. He's from here in Austin. His poem is on page 132. Come on up.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out on this cold Texas evening. So I had to switch up the poem, the guest star poem, to one about Kitty Leroy, a gambler, an independent woman, prostitute, gunslinger from the Old West. Figured that I would lighten the mood before I read my next poem, which is a little less happy. This is Trigger Kiss by Amanda Chiato.
What page?
This is page 61. 161, not 61. No one knows more about softness than the woman with a switchblade in her garter. My gypsy jingle gives you a heart murmur. You crave to tame, rub against my glittering. Just wake me up when your gun is loaded with luck. All of the gentlemen are dying to be shot. They'd rather risk blood than love. A woman is supposed to be filled with the echoing giggle of babies. A woman can't be left alone, but I unbutton your lies. I decipher your deck of lullabies. No one knows more about love than the woman pouring the whiskey. I fold up dollar bills into roses for the girls. I am the bullet in my gun. My kiss is my trigger. Everyone knows what I do on my back. I grant my own wishes, flipping tails to heads. I suffer no language of loss. It's good to be reminded, strong, independent women, especially nowadays. The second one is, I've always been fascinated with the conquerors of the Southwest. I feel that lineage starts with the conquistadors and kind of goes further, and it sort of ends to me when the U.S. military with Robert Oppenheimer and his cadre of physicists and scientists come in, and they basically turn New Mexico and Nevada into a national sacrifice zone. So this is sort of an imagining of what would happen if Oppenheimer and Cabeza de Vaca, find themselves in a sort of purgatory, a southwestern motel room, and meet maybe for the first time and see that once and for all the landscape has been sadly conquered by nuclear testing by military bases, etc. This is on page 132. There's an epigraph, Paso por aquí, which basically just means I passed through here. Still life with conquerors. Oppenheimer at the window, Devaka in the tub. Paso por aquí. Holding tank motel room, never knew containment more bare. 3 beauty marks, flash fuse, door, bed, plate glass, pinning desert. Non-smoking, so I snuck Marlboros in under my tongue. I made the sky cringe cadmium red, unflattered the aftermath with cigarette burns on the duvet, a division of light, a demarcation of then and from now on. Found myself traced remainders, contaminating security chains, revenant conversations, stucco the ghosts of devolving trysts, strangers' lungs revolting against a silence that lingers even after the maids. Gideon murmured ligaments to life in drawer piled with skin so fresh, each witch dog haunting the parking lot converted. Devaka and his tamemes, who were porters, in the bathroom swaddled conquest in soaked hand towels, drowned it like an unwanted brood. I have passed here too, but never left, fed on the view, the bitumen bubbling fountains of youth at noon, cauliflower clouds each dusk, bulbs chanting, burning out, cars howling romantic anonymities, highway pandemonium staining carpet, pillow, coffee pot tub, a palimpsest, stratigraphy we crossed, recrossed, crossed out. I am becoming the life my pacing rubs out of this thin rug. Passage, ritualized binding, trust wadded like gum on the desk's underbelly, jammed beneath the window where New Mexico bruised the color of a fermented sun. Out here we burn our dead, or atomize them into history, or decant new spirits out of old, new scars mounded upward, womb clouds, mushroom blasts, countdowns, slip on dime store shades, lick finger, test the downwind wind. Devaka loading up his Trans Am, getting the hell out of range. Settle back, drown scotch and water in the ice bucket, burn down to the filter, toast the dead. Split curtains like a flayed god. Wave at the tamemes reclining on the poolside. Bathers resting as Cezanne swaps hues. Pray you don't get retinal cancer from all this witness. From out here on the from here on out to the 1 second. From here on out, measure the horizon by how blind the blast leaves us. Yes, said the countdown. Yes, the neighbor's headboard slamming. Yes, the tailpipe screaming. And now I see all we've taken, taking to the hills. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Samuel. Thank you. So next up we have Lyman Grant. Lyman teaches at ACC, and his poem is on page 160. So please welcome Lyman Grant.
Do we know Robert Earl Keen? And one of our favorite pastimes this season is to sing Merry Christmas from the family. And if you've heard the recording, when we get to the third wife, Kay, and she talks about AA, all the Aggies, join in with AA. And I happen to be an Aggie, and so I join in also with that. And so this is a poem as if Kay gets her say in this matter. So it's on page 160. Hello, my name's Kay. The poem basically lives inside Robert O. King's song, but certainly sloshes out of it appropriately at various moments. Yes, Mom got drunk and Dad got drunk at the Christmas party. But when Robert O. wrote that song about them, that's when the hell really started. Oh, the Aggies sing and he's got fame, but there I am and another fool, drunk's refrain about the new wife, Kay, that's me, talking all about AA. Damn you, Robert Earl, you ruined Noel. Back then I was barely a member of that clan, just been married for a year or so to Ken. Thank you, Jesus, all his kids are now grown and gone and have Christmases of their own to attend. I can't say nothing bad about them because I have to begin again with my amends. Step 8 and 9 are a bitch, so is 10. Damn those kids, for years they ruined Noel. We always fry turkey, ball game's always on. I drink Diet Rights until they're all gone. Hey now, I bought myself a selfie stick. Everybody stop and pose real quick. Robert Earl, stop doing that. Do these jeans make my ass look fat? My name's Kay, and have you heard of AA? Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. I'm not sure why Bobby wrote that song, but most Christmases he's passed out sawing logs or telling lies about Willie or Lyle or Sherry hitting the road. But no, that grouch never drove to no convenience store. Sister's Mexican boyfriend accepts that chore and keeps everybody from getting bored with booze and smokes and lights and lots of fake snow. Thank you, my amigo, for saving Noel. Now here's a secret about me and Ken. Remember Fred and Rita from Harlingen? Well, we snuck out to their motorhome and let ourselves in. Everybody in that stuck-up town must have heard me praising Jesus real loud. And oh, those shocks, they were really tight. In the afterglow, we shared my Marlboro Lights. Thank you, Ken. That was some Noel. The turkey is a carcass, another ball game's on. Smoke in Salem since the Marlboros are gone. The yard is filled with our pickup trucks, and I spend my Christmases with all these drunks. Hey everybody, it's Feliz Navidad. I'll never drink again, I swear to God. Hey everybody, it's Feliz Navidad. My name's Kay, and I love the double A's. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. I have kind of gimpy hips, so I hope I can make it through standing here. I'd like to read the poem on page 154. It's by Larry Thomas, and he's writing about Donald Judd. I think everybody knows Donald Judd in his art, his land and art out in Marfa, Texas. So this is page 154, Setting on a Curve in Marfa, Texas. Donald Judd uses circa 1971. In the world's great museums, paintings crowd one another like sardines in a tin, as if space, sacred as it is, doesn't matter. In my daydream, the military once housed in the sheds of the fort melt into sheets of mill aluminum. Just outside the sheds, shadowy phantoms take up residence in giant open boxes of concrete. My mind basks in a glow of moons, sunlight sating itself with yellow grasses, lavender mountains, and the answered prayers of rock, dust, fang, thorn. Sculpture, at long last, dismounts the useless nag of its pedestal, mere object on hallowed ground, representing nothing. Color in its myriad cathedrals wrought with perfection, fabrication, concrete, enamel, copper, plexiglass, wood, and steel, absent any presence of an artist, belts out the bleak, insensate physics of its properties. Thank you.